I think taking a more strategic approach would definitely be beneficial to both the retailers that are investing in AV and ultimately probably the AV providers who want to get involved in more than just a one-off project and build solutions that represent more value and offer a greater return on investment to the retailers themselves. And the reason for that is that ultimately we want reoccurring business and reoccurring relationships rather than just those one-off kind of flagship projects that often we see being constructed or built at the time. Well, again, I think it depends upon the motivations, and we've heard at the roundtable event today from people who are involved in this decision-making process that there are different motivations at the time, depending upon economic factors, political factors that are going on within the organisation, as well as sometimes people trying to ensure that they are seen to be part of something that is flagship, and it's part of their motivation for their particular role at the time. Our approach is to try and focus more on the strategy and encourage people to look at how they can create a platform where it's less about the actual specific technology that's being applied at the time to solve that particular problem, and more about how you can apply a platform for growth for your digital communication on an ongoing basis. Our approach is to look at it as a split between software and hardware. Again, we've heard today about different vendors having different approaches to this. Our belief is that the value of hardware should and could probably be separated in many cases from software. Software delivery, and content delivery are complex enough in itself without trying to say that you have a one-size-fits-all solution. Well, ultimately, the measurement of things is what justifies a return on investment. So if you can measure and track the investment that's being made, and there are simple examples of this, QR codes are a good example that have been around for a long time, but up until very recently been quite difficult to implement because people need to have a QR reader on their smartphone, whereas Apple have made the recent change in their iOS 11 where the camera app can automatically recognize a QR code without you installing a QR reader. So that introduces some opportunities for digital communication or digital signage to integrate into marketing platforms and websites or apps in ways that haven't been possible in a lot of cases up until now. And ultimately the question is, if I put a screen in location A, what incremental revenue does it deliver me, and how can I measure and track that? We've also had some very interesting cases today about things like Wi-Fi triangulation and mapping hotspots and cold spots along the user journey. And ultimately, these are all individual bits of data, and we would encourage a retailer to try to think of this as a platform for measurement and also the customer experience that you're trying to deliver.